All right, guys.
Hey,
Welcome to the community meeting. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ravage. I run this project for Loaded, and I am generally here to run the full community meeting myself. However, I'm going to test with having a couple of people from that are big parts of the admin team to help me run pieces of this as well. So I'd like to introduce a couple people up here on the stage today. Number one is Smashny, who does most of our game design and UX design. He's Chatter of the Year in Lord Kebun's stream, which is kind of sad or good. I'm not sure which of those are. But you want to introduce yourself, Smashny?
Boo!
Oh my god. Hi, I'm doing a dev work, so you have features. Hope you are gonna enjoy this patch. It's big.
Okay. Next up, we have Ook as well. Ook does a lot of our 3D stuff. He's well known within the 5M community as well for a lot of his tutorial videos, etc. I have Ook here to talk about any 3D changes and stuff we've made for this patch. You can introduce yourself, Ook, or whatever you want to do.
Oh, is that good?
You guys can see now why we don't normally invite them to community meetings. All right. Next up, we have Cheddar. Cheddar does the majority of the in-server events for us. He's been holding up a lot of that side of the house, managing that department for us. He was a big part, actually. We were training him to do game design in the World's End before
These guys are all a little quiet,
probably test him out to do some stuff for 4.0. So he did a serviceable job there, I would say, in a short amount of time. So that's pretty impressive, in my opinion. So I don't know if you want to introduce yourself, Cheddar.
Hello. Please don't DM me.
Okay. Can I get a proper introduction?
So I'm Cheddar. I do event stuff in medical. It's fun.
Okay. You all sound so excited to be here. Like, what the fuck happened to you in the last 30 minutes?
Is this an update or like, are we shutting
What the
down?
fuck is this?
Yeah, like, what is going on with you guys? You're part of the problem, Ook.
It's sad.
Don't blame me.
Okay.
You're supposed to start telling us. Yeah, you're supposed
I'm
to tell us.
a product
wow,
of my
what a-
environment.
Great team,
Delu's
guys.
been
We got here.
been my
Wow.
right hand for a while since TwitchRP, I would say.
Oh
Going
my
back
god,
a
bro.
long time. She's learned. I'd say you've learned a little bit from me, but you've done a lot of learning through the ringer with running our public server for us.
I got
and now I've
all
brought
this
Delu
shit on my
back to
desktop.
help us, to help me, I guess, run the day-to-day on the Alalis server. So
Hello. I think most people probably already know who I am. Yeah, I've been working with Ravage for 10 years. Coming on 10 years, maybe? Or I've been in this space for 10 years, so yeah. I've been overrunning public since we launched that, and now I'm stepping back into the Alalis space.
yep, and glad to have the help, to be honest, to keep things organized. So, all right. So a lot of you are seeing what we have up here on the screen. It's patch 2.8, which is the road to 4.0. And we'll get into what that means here in just a little bit. But the first thing
Where's
that
my
we
Vinny
wanna
ones?
acknowledge on this current version is the roleplay quality across the server has been slipping with a huge leaning towards PvP content, which is fueling poor interactions and straining a lot of will for a large part of our player base. The focus of this patch is to try to reroute some of the purpose and in-game for criminals and civilians and get back to more chases, lean away from shootouts. And a lot of the changes in this have been about reducing the need to shoot and the benefits of shooting and the ease of doing hop-outs, et cetera, like that. So we'll get into what that means in a little bit. Don't overthink it yet. We'll have a lot of explanations on all of this. The TLDR, though, is the state of the server. Listen, the gun updates just weren't it.
Wait, how do I full
the gun
screen
upgrades
this?
just weren't it. There was the faction stuff didn't really take off, and we need to reroute from that. And we
But
probably
how do I do like the?
to be honest. So we're a little behind on this, and we'll acknowledge that.
No. I can't pull
First
my
off,
fucking.
I want to talk about Prodigy
pictures, guys.
What's next for Prodigy? With the Prodigy 4.0,
I got more.
and talked a lot about in an unofficial capacity, and it's important to clear up a number of points on this. The update is not imminent. It's not really coming this month. It's something that
I got more. I'm not
very
done.
far
I'm
along
not
in
done.
development, but we're not going to launch this right now. We have a plan.
Okay.
When we're
Okay,
gonna
we'll
launch
get
it,
back to the pictures after.
And
You're right.
the reality is that if you're just sitting around saying, I'm not going to play because the update's probably coming this month.
I'm done.
And you're delusional. I'm sorry, like it's not this. It's not like coming right away. So there are still updates planned after 2.8, and
I did full
some of the
screen.
things I really want to hone in on here are that is we're going to be very selective on cryo and who keeps their allow list for 4.0. Where we have been and will continue to be going through the allow list, and there's a lot of people that have been demonstrating some really poor role play, and that stuff has been, you have been removed from contention for 4.0 as it stands right now. If you're doing good RP and you're trying to create stories, you need to keep doing that.
Guess I gotta go
If
find
you're
another
constantly
server.
in shootouts and not contributing to the server, I would really expect not to have a whitelist for 4.0. We're going to be really strict on this. I think a lot of people have gotten in that probably don't really fit the mold for the future going forward.
Yep.
For what we want to do.
Rip Granny, Bang Bang, Ricky Riz.
We'll be testing a lot of
They're gone,
rules,
dude.
mechanics, and different concepts for 4.0 on different parts of the live server as we go forward a little bit. So that's something for you to know, that we're going to try a lot of things over the next couple of months to see how they work. Misspelled Prodigy, Project RP. Where's Prodigy misspelled? Was this my Polish developers?
That's probably on me.
Where?
Classic.
It's not misspelled. No, it says 4.0/Project RP on live servers.
Last line, apparently.
Yeah. Either way, we're doing a lot of things that are exciting going towards 4.0. And I think the thing you guys need to understand is that we are really, it's always been spelt that way. Anyway, we're going to be testing a lot of things on the main server. And that means that there may be things that initially people may have a visceral reaction to that we won't use going towards 4.0. But we'll be doing a test with them. So just so you guys to understand that we may do things that are unpopular. We may do things that are popular. We may do things that work, some things that don't work, but we're going to try a lot of different concepts. We did a lot of this. Some of you remember in the last half of 1.0. So we'll be doing that again.
Right.
First thing I want to talk about is I'm going to let Cheddar take this one, but it's on the government and the mayorship.
Yeah, so the reality is Gunner's been on a whitelist server. Gunner's been mayor for far too
We
long.
have Chris King or
So,
fucking
we're gonna give him a little grace.
Leo Cartier as
we've
mayor.
got Gamer Girlish working on the elections. We've started a new election cycle, where we're going to be having it end February 1st. So pretty soon here we'll be having a new mayor in the city. We gave Gunner a lot of support OOC, and we're gonna do the same for the new mayor. We're gonna honestly early on it works pretty well. Where just a mayor and a deputy mayor, so we're going to run the same thing. City council just adds too much red tape RP, which just honestly isn't fun. So you're going to see a lot of changes in the government coming up soon.
Okay, mate.
Okay, cool. Yeah, one of the big things I really want to focus on, it was a big mistake for us not to probably do a re-election once Jack had messaged me, but it was like really close to December when we kind of knew he wasn't coming back. So that's kind of on us, to be honest. We probably should have did it faster, but this is exciting and should create some good role play. We're going to give the same support we gave to Jack that we did to the others. So public server mayor, Delu can answer that question. I have no idea if that's something they're planning to do or will consider. I don't know.
I mean, it's something we can consider. Just in the current climate, we didn't really think it would fit. It's something we've discussed amongst the senior staff over there. I'll probably discuss it a little bit more. Go from there with the launch of 4.0, most likely.
Okay, perfect. Well, you've heard it there. Next up, the police force. This was funny slides that Smashny had put on here, and I kept it because some of it's true. I'm going to be stepping back into PD in a way you'll see after this here, in which we are going to be very
K for
forceful
mayor?
on some standards in terms of, the base things that PD should be doing well, which is like being effective as PD in the field, like doing things like chases and
Dude,
our
Ravage
comms
can't
and that thing
drive
up to
though.
standards.
Ravage is bad
We're gonna be kind
driver.
of ruthless with this. Actually, I've actually become sick of all the excuses and bullshit that a lot of people give me all the time. And I'm just going to say it straight. I've sent people who have argued with me literally to the public server to just see how wrong they are on a lot of these things. Sure, was the public server maybe a little harder on things like stuff in the cells and, you know, in terms of like RP things. Yeah, sometimes I would say maybe it isn't as high as a quality or content standard is what needs to happen on the allow list. But and things like the comms and doing parallels and chases and shootouts, I'm sorry, those things just don't change. And our PD is just not good at those things. And unfortunately, I don't really care anymore for people telling me that we can't do these things on allow list. Everyone else does them. Every other police force in existence does them. We're going to get
It looked
the
like there
comms
might
right.
be a new
We're going to
building.
uphold standards on chases. We're going to uphold standards on the way we act in shootouts. And I don't really care if anyone gets their feelings hurt. Even if that's a content creator, if that's people have been in PD on 1.0 or 2.0 for a long amount of time, we don't care because it has to change. It's miserable on our allow list PD, and I'm not going to pretend like it's not anymore. You go on and you hear people yelling like idiots on the radio. About 90% of the time, you can't hear things. You have sensory overload. People are just standing in MRPD or out in the curb, turning their radios off. There is literally no standard. And I'm sorry if people think there is one. There just isn't. And that's over. As of today, it's over. And period. And if anyone thinks any different than that, you're coping. Seriously. Very, very much so. If you cannot see the difference in how effective people are in one place versus the other on the same exact framework with the same exact SOPs, I'm sorry, but you're crazy. And I'm done pretending like it's not that way.
So what is he saying, chat? The
And
public
all it
PD
takes
is
is
better
that
than the whitelist
Just look
PD?
at the last year and a half, and you can see that is exactly the way I'm telling you it is. People just don't put the effort into actually trying to get better in PD at all. They just sit there, they complain, they moan, and it needs to stop. And we'll show you how that's done. I'm going to bring Delu back, Kem's back in a bigger capacity now, and Lane, and we're just not taking people's shit anymore on this. Like the time for negotiation was the entirety of 2.0, where we tried it different ways for different people. And that's done. One big change that's happening here for a temporary fix, because this is kind of plagued the server, is PD are not able to be robbed for a little bit. We're going to get a little bit more into this shortly. But for right now, PD are no longer to be robbed until we see some changes happen on the server that make this a little bit more manageable going forward. The number of quality of life changes requested by PD were implemented in this patch, including some like major pain points. None of these are bad, by the way. There'll be a full change log here in a little bit. We did a full activity purge for inactive PD members based on SOPs on January 22nd. There was some drama around like
Yeah, you know he's crying as he types this.
what was
W
supposed to be a joke
change.
in their mind.
I can't have your cups.
Before this, these are not the same things, and I want to be really clear on that. I want people to understand that on Prodigy, we've always had a standard where we don't care if people
W change.
and
Well,
we
Suarez, that was
continue to
your
have
bread
that
and butter.
standard. We are not here to please content creators, whether that's PD or anywhere else. So we will not be removing people for playing on other servers. I'm just going to say that outright.
Yeah, and don't be nervous. I just wanted to. 'Cause
Yeah.
A lot of people get nervous about doing it. We don't care.
Yeah. I did, however, do an activity purge on like the entirety of PD. And I put an announcement out right away. It was just instructions on how you can get rehired. So anyone who freaked out and had a visceral reaction, I talked to Frosty like 2 days ago as well on this, or it's just like, literally, this was accompanied by announcement. I think part of the problem here is that if you didn't know there was an announcement, right, in the PD Discord, and you haven't logged in for a long period of time, like that's why the removal happened, right? And I think it says more about an engagement of some people. So, but there's a lot of people that have been around PD for a long time. We have tons of respect for them, and it's just at a point on the server's life cycle that we have to, things like houses, PD rosters, that type of thing, they need to be managed, guys. It's important. We just can't leave people in perpetuity on these rosters and expect
He's
to know
snitching me
every
out, bro.
LOA, every person that's away for a month or 2 months. So next up, there's also going to be major changes to PD today. There's going to be big changes to PD today. So be prepared for that. There's a lot of role play, though. also coming to that because the roleplay server, and it's going to be good. So, EMS and doctors. Oh, actually, PD stuff. Billy.
Doctor appointments.
I just.
You
Oh,
Whoa!
you
What is
kinda
you
briefly
doing?
already touched on it.
hold on.
Spoilers.
You gotta hide your screen now.
I don't know. God damn it.
Ruined. Ruined.
Why does this always happen to me, of all people? Man, like all these like meta chats and stuff now,
What
just
happened
like
to all my
are going
other,
back frame by
little-
frame, seeing each slide before I speak. You know that's happening, right? That is
It's already on
happening.
roleplay clips, Rav. I found the video.
Sometimes I'm an idiot. I'll say it. Like, listen, a lot of people just call me an idiot for sport, for fun. But there is times where I'm and this is one of these times where like it is impressive, Let's get back to things here, guys. Welcome back to the community meeting. Nothing happened. Deleuze, is there anything you want to add on the PD stuff?
Again, you pretty much already touched on it, but I was just gonna add like we have standards and we adhere to the standards on public, and I feel like that it creates a big distance.
I used to have all the
a big
fucking mini
difference
pictures. I
in the fact
deleted
that
them because it took up half my
consistency is
fucking
key,
shit.
and some things just are non-negotiable when it comes to SOPs. I mean, all SOPs should be non-negotiable. But, we give leeway sometimes for role play, but things like inner standards, like radio comms and like the use of force and our police response when responding to the criminal
1 terabyte of mini
side
AI.
of things, they're just non-negotiable, and I feel like people have been getting a lot of slack on that kind of stuff in allow list, so that's not going to be a thing anymore. We're going to be changing that.
Yeah. Listen, there's a lot of changes to help PD today, but also PD also needs to help themselves because otherwise there's no point in the changes we made because PD is going to continually fall into this trap. EMS and doctors. Cheddar, I don't know if you want to talk about this, about us weighing proposals.
Yeah. I've been reading chat with what you guys are saying about EMS and doctors, bring back doctors. I want to make it clear, doctors are still around right now. We're just not seeing the level of role play from doctors that I find acceptable. I am extremely so for those that don't know, I run EMS and med. I am extremely strict on who I bring into EMS and who I bring into med. I don't do /me RPing. I think it's garbage RP. You can disagree, but I think it's boring, not content focused RP. We do have doctors that roleplay right now. There's a very few of them, but the ones I have picked are very good. So we do want to grow the department more, but I need it to be understood that we want quality roleplay. I don't want people who just stand in a hospital talking to each other all day in a circle. I want people who roleplay. We have avenues out right now that you could own your own practice as a doctor. People just aren't putting in the roleplay to do it. So I just want people to understand that we want to expand this, but it requires people to actually roleplay on the server. And that includes the doctors. It's not just the players and the patients.
Yeah, from my perspective, what we need to see is the player base actually adopt to role playing with doctors when they're there. Because right now they just kind of go in and out. It's like TikTok brain in the hospital. So if we want to see this stuff come back and be able to be a thing, people need to really change their perspectives on how they interact with med staff. And we're going to look at rules for like RP injuries and that type of thing. At least going into 4.0. Probably, maybe we might try some stuff here in 2.0. But the reality is that we really need the player base to kind of change the way they interact with EMS.
Dr. KR? Hell no.
Next up, we have the
That'd be fun
DOJ.
for like 30 minutes.
These are, you guys heard me talk about a lot of changes for PD. The stuff that I want everyone to see here is that we're also making changes to make this a lot more manageable. First of all, we've made it so that Coyote, Vance, and A-Hole are chained to the judge's chair and they can never leave. So they have to hear cases all day long.
It's fair.
That's a joke.
Okay.
That's a joke.
I thought it was fair.
The max time for cell charges, we've actually made it. This is something we did with a lot of success actually in TwitchRP back in the day, and we've seen work. Where we've made it so that we've made maxes per incident, right? So 60 months, 120 months, add 60 basically up until you get to 5, so that you won't be seeing these big, huge things outside of like bench trials and court charges. So people who argue to try to bring things to bench trials will come with some risk, where you could double that up. Either way, this is going to be a big boon for content creators, role players who are just trying to make scenes and play in like the bottle or the box of the day, right? And it's going to be good for that, but it also makes police able to charge up for things that are like multi-incidents. So like Chan Gang will probably still get like 300-month sentences because they get caught when they have like 10 incidents. But you know, for the small gang stuff that have just been got on one-offs, it'll be much more manageable. And that's a joke, obviously. I'm sure this makes it so that criminals can be a little bit more okay with going down in an incident, right? And maybe giving the cops a win every now and then.
Yo, that picture is fire.
The max time for court charges is uncapped, obviously. The big thing here, though, is we've upped the shit out of a lot of fines. The fines that hit a lot of criminals that are into bigger crimes, right? That have lots of money, that have been doing stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll take your gripes later, Kevin. If you want in the town hall, you can express it in our question period.
Oh fuck.
Okay. Did people hear silence?
I can hear you. But
Okay. The next thing we want to talk about is business and civilian hubs. We've really fixed this
I
4.0.
love that picture, bro.
But we're trying to pseudo fix it for now. So what we've done is we've added some small hubs. Some still needs to be done in the south side in particular, but we've added like a very comprehensive one in the north where we have redistributed a
Dude,
lot of
that's such a good
businesses
one.
and places where businesses will go. We seized a lot of businesses last night because we took a lot of MLOs out. But the idea is to bring a lot of new life this week with new business owners. This will also lend itself towards the arc that's going on in character right now. You'll see more about that when we start up the server in a little bit.
You know what our
Some
shit?
of that pre-RP happened this weekend. But yeah, we're going to see a lot more places with more, like Sandy should, in theory, be a big hub by the end of the week in terms of like where we put things. Like you're going to see mechanic, car lot. We cut down the car lots to 2, so there's going to be a car lot, mechanic shop, food place, and some other stuff there that I don't want to talk about yet. That'll all be in that little hub area, so that'll make that a nice little community.
Okay.
I was having, they can't hear you. People can hear me in Discord. So, restaurants. Another thing we'll be doing
Kill
by
you for you,
next
you kill me for
week,
me.
you'll probably see this once we get to this point, is sit-down restaurants will have some buffs, right? So if you sit down, you eat in like a sit-down restaurant, they'll have like really quick expiries. They'll put the food in front of you, and if you eat it there, you'll get like a buff. That won't be as good as like drugs or anything like that, like end-game drugs, but it'll be something that people can use and will be beneficial, and something that, you know, the cops might do every now and then as well, right? We can't make it as heavy as like end-game drugs because they require a lot of work and have risk to lose by criminals. But overall, I think these are good changes that we're bringing. Anything you want to add on that, Cheddar?
yeah, I mean, so there's been good RP and bad RP around businesses lately, and we're really going to try to bring out the good RP, is what I'll say. I know a lot of people are thinking that like storylines are going to get cut because the businesses are getting, quote, seized, but I just want everyone to be assured. There's a lot more that's going to come out of this. This is just
Our
the
shit
start.
gets seized, chat?
Today will
It's
be
going to be very interesting.
today will start a spicy week.
Yes.
Okay. House repos this is another thing I want to talk about. We obviously don't give forward notice on house repos because what ends up happening, people who just log in to save their house and have no intention of playing come in and reclaim it, right? That's the problem that we have with house repos, and that's why we don't give notice on them. It always is. If you're not
Well, the
active,
boys told me
or you don't
the
pay your
drive-bys
maintenance
was
fees,
locked
that's
down.
always the expectation. It always has been on Prodigy. So some people have gotten a little upset on this one, but
I guess they're
have to
actually
tell
seized,
you
though?
that this is just how we've done it. We just haven't done them in a little while. This is extremely important for server health. Active players have the ability to obtain housing. So active players have the ability to obtain housing on the server. Like, this is quintessential to the play experience for people to feel like they have a gameplay loop, right? So if there's people just sitting on houses that aren't logging into the server, that aren't paying their maintenance, right, that needs to be dealt with, and it has, right? And it opens things up for other players to be able to get things on the server, which is very important. We know about the frustration, but yeah, hoping people understand, right? So the one thing we will own is that we did miss a reclaim cycle, and we'll be doing it monthly going forward. Rule additions. So Ravage will ban exploiters. This was on here as like a filler text, and then I just added, and most of ESB plus Suarez plus Jose Santana, and I'll unban the South Side Witch. This is honestly just a salt mine slide, so we're just going to go past that. This is a big one here. Convoy rule. Don't freak out. You cannot use more than 3 cars in a rolling shootout. This has been requested for a long time by a lot of people, but with this change, don't worry, driver shooting has been re-enabled. And cars take more bullet damage now as well. So this should help curb a lot of the hop out meta. This does not apply to PD because it would be way too hard. This is guided by SOPs, and we'll change this on the fly as we need to. Those are ever changing. I think everyone needs to understand that that's a thing. If a car is disabled or fleeing a fight, it is acceptable to. Also, just so you know, so even in the worst circumstance with this, PD would have 6 cars at most on their use of force, right? And that would be in like very rare circumstances, like interference cars, you know?
I think this is good.
If a car is disabled or fleeing a fight, it's acceptable to go
And
over
the
when
driver
you
can
stand
shoot
cars
again,
to flee.
too.
We understand that RP needs to be dynamic, so it's really important.
So it'll be 2-2-1
for
pretty
that,
much.
I think, because otherwise people would just get caught because they'd have to rule play, right? I think we need to leave it open for the fact that, you know, someone might have to steal a B or A class car to get the fuck out of the chase or out of the shootout, right? And I
The
think it's
fuck
okay
is
to roll things out. We'll adapt this role as we need to, but for right now, I think this is good for fights. We've also added into a caveat of convoys of supercars roaming the map to chase people down in conflict, low quality RP, and will treat as fail RP by the staff team. I think it's important because it's not really the problem of having 2 or 3 supercars in a shootout. It's more you see like I remember like what a lot of gangs do is they'll get like 5 supercars and just roll around the city, you know, just circling cars and stuff. Like that's what we're talking about here, to be clear. We may reword some of these things to make the wording better, as with everything, but I think this is a step in the right direction. Pocket wiping. We changed this rule and broke it down to 3 rules because it was getting confusing for people. Pocket wiping is not allowed. Pocket wiping is taking most of all of a player's inventory with no RP reason, or taking items only to punish, grief, or mechanically benefit yourself. Taking specific meaningful items tied to RP is allowed. Cleaning players out of all items.
All right, who are
with
they
no
talking
RP
about,
is
chat?
strictly against the rules. So this doesn't keep you from taking a few things off of someone or a gun or things that matter in like a shootout. What this really does here is just clarifies that, you know, the same thing the old rule did really is that if you're just doing this to just loot box people, that's a problem. That's how it will be enforced. Looting after shootouts. This needed a clarification. You may loot briefly after shootout, but looting may occur for up to 2 minutes or until the police begin the scene cleanup. We've had a real problem with this, with triages being attacked constantly way after a shootout is over. And you may not make other wait while you loot. Is just like a sub point of this. The 2 minutes is really the guiding point here in the triage. Staying on the scene with multiple cops is fail RP, meaning if you're circled by 4 cops trying to come clean up people and you are not leaving and trying to loot all 10 cops, that's a problem. If you wouldn't realistically still be there, you shouldn't be looting. And conflict ends. So we've also did this. I tagged this on. I'll reword this a little bit better as well later. Conflict ends when the shooting stops. So when there's a 5-minute break in shooting, we've put guidance here. That's when the conflict ends.
Why does Ryder have a bunch of
or until
Power
police come in
Ranger
and swarm the
versions
place
of
for
Rami on
resupply? But you may not loot, resupply, and re-engage. So if you're away for 5 minutes from that fight and you come to re-engage, it's over, right? Don't do it. It's a new conflict at that point. And any breakout or taking of members must happen within the period ending conflict. And I think this gives good guardrails and guidance for people. We might change this again, but I think this is pretty good. And if anyone has questions about this, we'll have a question period right after. And then we added looting police. Not to be confused, we've disabled it for now, but we still needed to clarify this rule if we turn it back on. So we've basically said police are not a resupply mechanic. You may loot police only during an active shootout to stay in the same fight. Once the shootout ends, looting police is over. And this is where it brings you to the end of shootout rule. So it's like really clear now, like when you should stop the police, pinataing. But yeah, no post-fight resupplying, no taking multiple PD weapons without sufficient RP and story build up. So if you come and try to pull a Alex Suarez and take 4 ARs off of bodies, and you're hunting across rooftops for him. And you'll see I have him here. Rem Dog, did we get a good angle? You like that? Listen, we could joke about it. We talked about it this week. But no farming cops at traffic stops routine counters. So this is basically the same, but it's just like re-clarifying like where we stand on all this stuff and adds like a buffer so people don't get in trouble when they don't need to. So we just also have at a caveat: looting's not guaranteed after shootout. Once the fight is effectively over, the scene must end believably. Criminals are expected.
Hey, Suarez is getting all the heat here, but
problems where like we have gangs just.
I don't know if he's even the worst.
Fucking cop bodies while cops are trying to move in. Like at some point, the scene has to move forward. Like I said, all this stuff subject to change, might change, but who knows? But here we're at the exciting part.
He's part of the 3 for sure.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
would say Suarez, Zolo, and Rami are always the ones.
Are we ready?
When we're trying to leave a scene after shoot, like, oh, you get this one, you get that one. Hold on, let me get this one. We go
now that I've bored you and you've had to listen to my dumbass speak for 34 minutes.
Zolo's bad too. Fuck is this? Oh, the trailer.
I walk in the spot and the bass start bending. Whole room shake when my aura start extending. I don't say much, but my fit scream different. Pockets too loud, they talking more than I'm listening. Chrome on the jeans, big shine when I pivot. Left hand froze like time got skip in it. They don't want no smoke, but they talk like they live in it. I'm the type to go ghost and return like a glitch in it. Bitch, I'm too geeked up, I'm wired just like a circuit. Button two laps round the block like it's motherfucking urgent. Like got test, but I move just like I'm perfect. If I miss one shot, I reload like I rehearsed it. They watch all the steps I take, like I walk on pressure plate. Try to slow me down, but nigga, my kids want to celebrate. I've been chasing goals that you niggas cannot spell the day.
I've already seen this shit, chat. We watched this on Friday. Or did we not? Oh shit, it is no. I was like, wait, I don't remember seeing silencers. I want a fucking silencer. I'll go through the whole actual list after this, honestly. Oh shit, that bank was fucking fire. We'll watch the actual
All right, ladies and gentlemen. What do we think?
Is that who is the actual link for that?
What do we think? A lot of cool stuff there. A lot of stuff to unpack. It's all pretty cool, I think. We have tried a lot of things with the update. Hold on, let me just fix the... Yeah, I mean, it was done fast on a reason, guys. For a reason. It was done fast, so you go back and you watch the video. That's why. I'll just be honest with you. I'll tell you the secret. That's why it was done.
I literally just asked for the link.
Maybe new miniskirts. I don't know. We could look at it, though. Okay. There are a number of new activities. I've only put some high points off of this, just so you guys understand.
Oh, he's going to go through it
There
right
are
now
new
anyway.
ATM robberies. Tows are returned, so we have some good petty crime options that are fun.
New ATM
chase-oriented.
robberies.
A couple of
Which
different
are
ways to rob
probably
ATMs as well. We have
gonna
multiple
lead to the
open
new
world
heists,
events.
I'm assuming.
These are, you'll see what these are like. They're not what you think. Some people said, "What is this, DayZ?" And it's not like that. It's
Which
just
I'm
stuff to
glad
give
because
things in
the
world
past times
where
they put new
people
heists, you had to go
can
back
buy
and do the
for,
old jobs to do the new
essentially.
heists, which I fucking hated. So this will
3
be
new
good if
heists
it's
that
like
will be
this.
time unlocked with heist prep enabled today. You may have seen hints to some of those heists in here as well, into the trailer. There's a bunch of other stuff here. Tons of new updates to the map. I don't really want to get into all those here. You guys will get in and explore the server and see it. We've have changes here. We actually opened up a thread, and I had a talk with Kevin Rami, and then separately I had talks with Geo and ZB, and
what?
I was gonna have a talk with the BSK guys, but Maximus put a bunch of his feedback in the thread. Thank you for that. That was really helpful. And we just we did overtime on all the devs to just make sure that we put as much quality of life in this patch as we could. Like, we put so much. We've been working
Did I complain about
nonstop
gang rep?
to make sure that we get all the quality of life in. So a big thing is that the servers had a tough time for solo criminals, so we opened up a lot of the gang.
Oh, on the fucking app that we're level 12, yeah.
And player groups, so that it has more variety on the server, and you don't need to have a 15, 20 person gang to be able to participate in these things. We made a catch-up modifier of 100%.
Wait, this doesn't even
XP to
fucking
level
affect
10,
us though.
so it's just double, just so you guys understand. On the gang app.
Oh,
for
until
new
10, and then
gangs,
you get 30%
so
boost.
that new gangs have a chance to catch up. Gang overall XP is buffed by 30%, so people can progress the battle pass. I had a lot of feedback from people that are having trouble with that, and while it's older content, we still want people to be able to complete it if they wish. Drug improvements. The end game of drugs has been a significant point of debate on the state of the drug protection on the server. We've brought back cornering, which is a big thing, in my opinion. That was a really fun thing for cops and criminals both. Drug traps, per sale values.
I didn't even know that was gone.
Well, not so significantly, a little bit. Drugs in general have had a rebalance, to be honest, in terms of what payouts are for selling them, and we've made a lot more benefit to cornering and doing individual sales because it's harder work than the trap. The trap takes a while, and this is feedback that I took from a lot of the people that I talked to before that do like the daily grinding and the different groups. So drugs rebalanced. There's more usage for pure meth. You can use it for a new buff and use the lace. Low quality, low max quality meth benefits are now consistent. So they weren't before. Some of them were like doing a healing effect when they should just be doing damage reduction. That was a miss on our part. Lacing needs pure meth instead of any quality now, so there's like a bigger reason to do more pure meth, and actually try to.
Is that why
have
people
control of
were
that instead of
rocking
people
low
just
quality
working
meth
together
sometimes?
kumbaya, for the meth trap, cocaine, instant health adjusted, and it's mostly max health now for cocaine instead of being a heal as well. That was a little imbalanced, so we'll be back to like medical supplies and that type of thing, and weed having more value. Meth trap and pure meth have been given better use for end game as well. So these are like good. These are pretty good changes, I think, and we will adapt and change
Okay.
these if we see that.
For all
they
the
need
drug
changes
addicts
again.
out there?
We'll be really active, and we'll adapt to.
We're
what
not too
people's
much into the
feedback is
drug
here.
shit right now.
Baby Driver and Forza enthusiast changes. We
Oh,
heard
here
you
we
loud
go.
and clear. There's been too much pew pew and not enough vroom vroom.
Huh?
We've done new timed drug drop off activity. So
Oh, I thought this was racing.
think of this like you have
I
a
was
timed
like,
run to drop drugs off as an option to do those. So maybe gangs will do this. The better time you have, the better reward. The worse times you have poop rewards. Boosting, we've made pen drive
Oh,
crackable again, so it's not a huge barrier to
Fuck
entry.
the
People
drug
can do it.
drop-off shit.
S-class boost payouts have been increased. We've changed up VIN scratch requirements as a big contention for people doing boosting and adding conversion items for low quality meth.
Is
for
it
already
worth me to
progress
get my
contracts.
boosting shit up, chat?
There's 100% XP change for boosting to catch up to level 30 now, and now there's an overall boosting XP increase by 45%, so people can get in, get active, and participate. So this is all good stuff, making it so that you can get in and roleplay the character you want to without being.
I gotta look what
hampered
level
by
I am.
Aggressive grinding.
But 100% till 30?
Oh, hold on.
Just fucking get me.
Oh,
Just
this is
get
more
power
from the same
boosted.
thing. Gun smuggling is a big one we changed as well.
Change van to
We
A-class
did
car.
A-class cars.
Tracker extended for intense chases. I didn't even know there was a
Someone just
tracker.
sent me a picture still of Geo literally cheering with his hands in the air for bank trucks or gun smuggling. We changed the van to an A-class
What is
car from
R2?
a list so that it's a chase thing, and the tracker is extended for intense chases and updates at a more interesting rate for PD to be able to catch up, and it's actually a getaway for when you do these gun contracts now. R2. We are pushing R2 in the forefront of the racing story, especially with Haas over at the World's End and to daily drive the racing storyline across the server.
A human.
And he'll be overseeing the distribution of stage 3s and involving people in roleplay. We've contacted
Codename
a few
for Vinny
people, more people will
Pistone.
be contacted as well. We'll be trying to use a blueprint that we've received from, we've seen work on Brazil and other servers that have really made the racing extremely exciting in those places. Race PD calls for races are fired before checkpoints are reached. Encourage police presence, which is a big change and a good one. And race currency items have been adjusted by R2 to be able to make these changes, to make changes that are like, that'll be well liked by the racing community because he's dialed in there. Police, we have not forgotten you. my friends, this is a big list, a big fuck off list we asked for from police, and we looked at what we could do, what would be good
Yeah,
for server
fuck
health
the
versus not.
police.
First things, all vehicles that are given by legal jobs and rentals have more intuitive rental paperwork so that you can RP when people have job cars, that type of thing. You can now hand items directly to drivers. So that's a big thing. So like tickets, that type of thing. I mean, that's a big deal for a lot of people who daily PD or have. First mechanics have been added to pat down for weapons and larger criminal items so that we can accurately RP Terry frisk without pissing the fuck off out of criminals.
You couldn't frisk before?
Government IDs now only show the picture of the original owner instead of the person showing the ID. So the picture will be from when you actually get the ID
That's
or
been scuffed for
when
a
you
minute.
spawn into the world. PD cuff scuff. We've drastically improved PD cuff targeting and prioritizing ragdoll players over standing fellow cops, etc. This is good because it just felt clanky and shit. To be honest. Multiple items rotated between the armory and transports to make more sense and enable RP. This is good both for criminals and cops, by the way. The items that are in the transports now, criminals will want to get instead of like, I think BSK, I got feedback that they had looted a PD transport the other day where they only got wires, right? So
Yeah, you can't
not
even
very
use the
good.
shit you get most of the
Not a very
time.
fulfilling experience for criminals. Now it'll be things that, you know, we've given PD back things they need on a daily basis to encourage role play, and we've made it.
Why is
that
Tinker
both
saying,
criminals
"Oh
and
my
PD
God,
are
huge
doing these
thank
for
you"?
Things that matter. The PD terrorizer. This is a big feedback.
That was a
due to
crim one.
Recent CG raid. We noticed that a lot of the cop looting actually happened.
What you say? We can get more valuable shit from
the
their.
items that came from the raid. So what we've done now is we made the terrorizer has a
He
massive
is dumb. He
inventory
is
and weight
dumb.
capacity, and criminals have to, even if the car's unlocked, the criminals have to like blowtorch the trunk or blow it up or whatever it is. I can't remember what we did, but this is good and it takes time to do. So like it's not a quick snatch and grab type of thing. So there's like counterplay and it'll be fun and it'll be risky to go and do it. I think we're missing a lot of that for criminals right now is the feeling of risk reward and it being fulfilling to be a criminal.
PD
with
terrorizer. I'm
'cause
assuming
right
that's
now,
their
when
raid
the PD
van.
win, it really sucks for criminals, and then the PD lose a lot in really shitty ways. So it's like not enjoyable really for either side. Drug calls increase chances of calls for PD. I think this is a big thing that PD want because they want to be able to chase drug calls instead of just going to back shootouts. Criminals can no longer spawn in wrapped houses. Apparently, this is a bug that went unreported for a while, but that exploit has been removed. PD trackers can now be removed from the tracker gun. This is a big one for criminals and cops because cops weren't using it for that reason, apparently. And then taser scuff on still targets fixed.
Wait, what?
We had to pull this, but we're working on it, actually. So sorry, this isn't in just yet, but it will be fixed. And as a result of this, I want to be really clear that we're going to be enforcing on when cops tase a lot more because people tase and just immediately in a lot of situations, and that's just not good role play.
Okay.
Combat balance and the hop out era has ended. Sorry, Suarez, Gio, Zolo. It was fun, dog, but we're good. AR is no longer able to be pre-drawn in cars, which should be a big thing, and cars disable the gunfire much quicker than they did in the past. So this would really help with the hop out mentality a lot. It'll obviously change the meta and something dumb.
This
and
is
frustrating
One
hold
other
on.
thing.
Okay,
One other thing to
Suarez,
add, the
Gio, and them are
stun gun
getting
was fixed.
false hate on this one.
It was fixed.
That's not everyone.
It is fixed.
And
we
for
do
those
a
who don't know
transport, cops are
bug
hopping
on
out
stun guns,
blasting
the
ARs,
standing
like-
still targets couldn't even be tased a lot of times. It'd been a long-standing pain point. So, combat balance for gun damage.
Yeah, yeah.
Gun
They caught us.
calibrations,
I agree
upgrades,
with the
and
other
more gold
call-outs, but they
guns.
caught
The
us stray
loopers
on that
replaced
one.
with new guns to encourage trap usage among other activities. So there's no in-game purpose. Time to kill increase, leading to longer shootouts. Balance to 50s and Eagles. Lowered the headshot damage on these because they were a little nutty. I think we can all agree, but they're still better than the other guns, for sure. With that, we may have to change the loop a little bit, make them a little easier to get. I think we have done that to a certain degree. Smash.
I did
We've
say.
added a new method to get them as well.
Which one? Sorry.
The 50s and Eagles. We added a different way to craft those, right? I think.
Yes, the gun.
Sway's
the
gone,
gun is
increased recoil, I like that.
Rebalance, and it's right now way
Yeah.
less grand.
So it'd be way more reason to go and do the gun room. Bullet sway has been removed. This is a big one for the community, I'm sure. If someone clip this, send it to Hutch. Hutch will finally be like, I've said this 8 months ago. And he'll get real pissed off. But we've replaced it with increased recoil. It was a suggestion from
For
within the
sure,
dev team.
everyone was saying that.
Shields in
Sway
general
was
no longer
horrible.
repel bullets on the back or in car. This has been, I don't know how many times I have had complaints from criminals saying cops wearing shields in cars, can't kill them. They're being fucking rats. You know, like I cannot tell you how much. And then the amount of times I've had cops complaining, oh, the criminals have shields, can't kill them, blah 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 blah. You know, so this is a big one as well. I think. Crouch has been improved.
Well, why the fuck is a
Remember how you
cop
do the
riding
pop-up,
around in a car with a
pop,
SWAT
pop,
shield
you
if
doing
he isn't
squats
going
instead
to a
of
fucking
crouching?
breach?
That's fixed and it's a lot better. Feels better for combat. That's really cool.
That's all I'm saying.
No more squats. Shots and Rami. You might have to actually go to the gym in game now. You can't auto squat anymore. Petty crimers, store robbery rewards buffed and refreshed. Shoe robberies, increased hustling value. There's been new shoes added. Car chopping reward is improved, and there's new activities. There's been buffs outside of that too that I can't remember. We took a look at a bunch of the petty crime activities and just made them a
Basically
little better.
every small crime activity has been reworked table, so it's more up to date with the current state of the
Honestly, we're
server
not going to do
and
this shit though.
Yeah. There's a bunch more than that too. I just really shortened it. There's 50 plus new houses, plus more Vespucci houses next week. We've reclaimed 200 houses, 60
Might get a new
plus vehicles
property.
been added to shops.
New vehicles?
Inventory improvements. This is another big win for the community. We have done 3 hotkey slots to 6, so you won't feel like our
Gym
inventory
buffer.
funky.
Some
We've
shit.
added so
Sakine
many
said something
things
about the
there,
gym. I don't know what he
and
said.
the 1-2 weapon slot meta just wasn't working anymore.
I'm going to play stack to 10.
Because there's just so much going on. It felt pretty clunky. So we have
Okay.
6 weapon
I'm for it.
6 slots across the board. No more weapon only slots. And this is a big win for PD as well. Obviously, armor plates are still limited to 10 in your inventory, but now they stack to 10, so it's not as annoying. So
6
I know a lot of
hotkey
people
slots? I
were
don't like
saying
that.
This is a pretty big point, but we listened to community
Honestly.
feedback. We made it happen. And that is all I have. There's a ton more changes. I'm going to drop the change log here while we look for people to give some feedback. I'm going to take maybe 15 minutes of questions, and then we're going to get the server up and started. I think we made good time. So if, as always, if you have a question, tag me in the chat, and then we'll with the question written out, and then we
Yeah,
will
you know these
message the
nerds are
Discord
going to have
chat, and
everything
then we'll take,
fucking.
a second. South wants to rant. I'm going to do this only for the comedic relief of me insulting him, which I usually do.
Oh, it's really only +1 because of the weapon spots?
South, I know you need help from probably someone. Did you get your
All right,
Your
that's not
wife?
that bad then.
Yeah, no, I'm
to
here,
help
guys.
you?
Can you hear
Okay,
me?
thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we
Oh,
can.
God. Does he have anything
Um,
of. Let's see what he's going to say.
I
It's
have a
usually
small
nothing.
rant that I've been sadly
Here we go. It's a
doing
rant,
in
not
my
even a
own
question.
stream lately.
Okay.
Is this the place to do that, or is this not the place?
I'll just move you to the audience if it's.
Okay. Couple things, right? There's a couple things I think we need to talk about here. One, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't ready for this. I was not ready. I didn't expect you to read it that fast. I'd actually like to be pushed back to the back of the stack here because I get a little nervous.
Okay. Handled that.
Bye.
All right.
Seen that coming.
Funny guy. Is that a Call of Duty Pro?
I think he used to be a Call of Duty pro, or like
Is there any
semi-pro.
footage of that? Is there any? footage
Someone's
of that?
asking about some of these changes if they're going to the public in Brazil and Sweden. We actually prepared the staff with a lot of these. We left MLOs that needed to be left for those places, and they're going to move businesses that need to be moved as a result as well. So they already have a lot of this stuff to work on. Some of the stuff won't be implemented on like charge maxes and stuff like that for those servers. Someone wanted to ask a question on racing, so I'm just going to bring them up really
Oh,
quick.
God.
I have
Is this
nothing
AJ?
from Kevin. Nothing
Hey,
from
what's going on, Rav? How you doing? You doing good?
Wait, was that AJ?
Yeah, what's up?
It was AJ.
Why the fuck is your name Little Bro?
Oh, because I'm
That's
the
his
low bro.
nickname.
I called it.
Yeah. Anyways,
You stop
so
being a pick me, man.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So I just have 2 questions, right? So one is is racing, right? So I was wondering when drift kits and everything was gonna come out because I was thinking of like getting a drift
His
kit
ass
on
can't
my
drift.
car. So
Yeah, we talked about it today. There will be a drift store that'll be opening in probably
Yo.
the next couple weeks.
Dude. All
Okay.
right. I'll be
Sounds good.
surprised if
Sounds
AJ
good.
can fucking drift.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Bet. Thank you.
I can't even do that shit.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll be surprised if he could fucking drift.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to use a controller, though. Yeah.
Who's next? DOC we can look at. I didn't get a ton of feedback, so if people give us a bunch of feedback, we'll have a look at it. Will current boosting contracts be affected by new? Yeah, come in.
Oh, hello.
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 I was just wondering if the existing boosting contracts and the VIN scratches would be affected by these new changes, because some of them still have like ranked races and just like metrics and stuff like that.
He changed
are
all
those
of his
still
socials to
existing?
little bro.
There
The new
will.
one's
We've
gonna-
added some. We added some items to. Oh, go ahead, Smashing. Actually,
There
gonna
will be a
post it
mechanic
below.
basically to make sure that people who have started VIN scratch is gonna be able to progress. There will be an item that is allowing you to take a meth brick one grade lower, so you can make any meth brick with that special item.
Wait, what
All right,
the fuck
perfect,
did
thank
he
you.
just say?
Yeah, it was something we talked about. Also, people are probably gonna ask about calibration parts and stuff. There will be a trade in for those as well for some new stuff.
Yes, in HQs
Hold on now.
of the factions.
We
there
know
will be
Max
an
got a lot
NPC
of
that
those.
Will be offering you to trade to another item.
We thought about all this stuff, and we thought about player
And
feedback a lot
unaffiliated
and how people will be
HQ is
frustrated.
wide open for people, so they don't need to be a part of any faction. They can just go there and just exchange the items.
Okay, I'm
Alright,
gonna
sounds
invite
good.
KG you up.
All right, here we go. So I got arrested. I want to be mayor. Can we get a pardon?
KG you?
Yo, what's up, boss?
Yep. Not much. What are you?
Question. So a lot of my like solo players and stuff like that I play with, like some of the clowns, or like when I play my other character, our main thing is like trying to like. Yeah, do you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, I have your stream up. There was a delay. Sorry. Sorry. So like a lot of the solo players that I play with, when we go to like stores and stuff like that, is there any way, or did that topic come up at all with the cops that they're gonna react to the smaller crimes and stuff like that?
Oh, he wants to
for the
come in with
not so big,
Chatterbox and
gang
fucking
characters?
rob $2.
Yeah, so we upped response to a lot of more petty crimes because they were turned down a lot.
I can't
Some of
hear.
them were even at like 0.1. So we have a ton of stuff done for that. So and we're gonna be looking and trying to tailor that over the next couple of days. It's on me and Smashing's list actually to make it so we have more response to petty crimes in general. So cops have an option.
Okay. For some reason, my Discord, I can't hear nothing.
I got
on
new
Discord.
clothes.
I can only hear from your stream.
Priest
so
outfit, golf
I would just
outfit,
think that you
NFL
answered
helmet.
and
Oh
then
my
just
god,
go
check
I
it all
did,
out.
yeah. I did answer.
Biker boots, Tang suit. What the
All right,
fuck
buddy.
is that?
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
you, boss man. Thank you.
What is a Tang
Okay,
suit?
we're gonna invite South back. But first, let me just talk. There's more stuff for civs as well. You'll see when I post the changelog here in a bit. PD tows have been fixed, so like courtesy tows give a nice reward. We up the reward for impounds as well for tow drivers. Go get it. I think it's like $1,500, $2,000 for each one. So it's really good money for tow right now. So to encourage people to go back and do that. There's also a bunch of other shit we've done for civs and we'll be adding as well. I mentioned a couple of them. I didn't get all of them in this presentation. Go ahead, South.
Okay, sorry. I'm back and I've collected my thoughts a little bit. Sorry, you caught me off guard a little bit.
Okay.
Two things. I wasn't here at the very beginning, but did we talk about car strikes?
No. What do you have to talk about with them?
Okay, so my only concern is that there's not a lot of validity to like the car strikes for criminals in the city. So like for us to find out how many strikes we have on a car, I understand if you want to completely like just wipe a car from existence, like that makes sense, right? If we're shooting a bunch of cops, I think it may be better served if we go the route of like it's impounded for like a full week or maybe 72 hours, or like a system where it's not being completely like just gone and wiped. Because $200,000 for a guy like me, Ravage, I have done one gang job in a month, but I still wake up every day 10 hours a day. And so I feel like, so for me to be punished with losing an entire car from like a gang shootout, because listen, I feel like, you know, you're kind of, and I'm just being honest here. I'm allowed to speak freely, right?
Yes.
Okay, so like, look, if we're not trying to promote the PvP style, then us being able to lose to the cops without losing our cars, I would say would be, you know, we should be able to loot. Like, that's my fear, right? In a cop shootout. Oh my God, if I lose this cop shootout, say goodbye to the $250,000 tailgater, you know, and then I'm gonna be driving around to Sultan.
Yeah, but
And now I'm
why
definitely
aren't
getting
you?
slammed.
But why aren't you? Okay, let me play devil's advocate here. Why aren't
Okay.
you availing from VIN scratches, from boosts, from stealing a car before you get into?
By the way, Ricky
to these
could have
shootouts?
won
Weren't you being
$3.5 million
smarter
on
criminal?
Friday, but
That's what the
decided
system
to
is
not
balanced
search
towards,
for the
right, is to
treasure and
incentivize
instead go get
people,
mopped up by
to use
VVS.
not their own
Keep that in mind.
cars for those. Like I get it. Like it's tough.
Wait, that's a thing.
He's broke because he's dumb.
Yes.
Hold on. If I put a new VIN on the car and they
No,
try to
no,
go
no,
and pound
no,
it,
no,
it's
no,
not
no,
going
no.
to be.
You can get them from boosting, like full VIN scratches, or you can buy them from people who have VIN scratched them, right? For like probably a much cheaper price. That once the police impound them, it's gone. But these are not your own cars.
Wait, what? Really? That's a real thing? Does everyone know this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm cooked. Okay. All right. So, okay. These guys are lying. There's no way everybody knows about this.
Yeah,
Okay,
everyone knows
alright.
about this. Literally
Okay,
everyone
fine.
knows about this.
Okay, fine. Okay, that's fair then. That's fair. Okay, secondly, is there a way and or an aspect to get housing keys increased? Because once we lost the gang table, right? You used to be able to have 10 sets of keys on the house, and then you had 10 sets of keys on the table. Once we lost the tables, it takes away pretty much 10 keys from the house. Now listen, I don't have a
Okay.
huge cubby, right? Like Kay and these guys, like I don't have this huge situation. All I got is my little Mirror Park house. Shout out
Okay,
Mirror
write
Park.
down Smash Neat. We'll look at it. That's a fair point, and that's
Okay.
probably increasing the housing problem on the server. So let's look at it, Smash Neat, how we can fix that.
Already added to our list.
Okay, perfect. And then I have one last little rant. I'm just gonna go on a little rant here, and obviously you stop me if it's bad.
This man has my cell phone number. I just want to point that out to everyone here, and he's not told me any of this.
Okay, well, that's
It
because
takes
I
a
just like to
community
do
meeting.
it. I like to just do it right here with you know what I mean. Just be real included, and that's what I appreciate about Prodigy. Shout out. I'm a grown ass man. I'll glaze somebody if I want to. So what I appreciate about Prodigy is that I can just speak freely, and I feel like my voice is heard. Thank you. Listen, I just want to say one thing, and because I feel like I've seen a lot of it in the city. And listen, I wake up 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. I have no fucking life. My girlfriend hates me. Okay. With that being said, I feel like in the city, there's a lot of people that don't, there's no, like, people need to start understanding that you have a role play duty to respond to some situations. And what I mean by that is that if you start something in the city, you have a duty to reciprocate the consequences and be okay with it. And I feel like there's a lot of people in the city that are just kind of going through
Okay.
the motions, right? And they think that they can just do X, Y, and Z and not suffer the consequences.
Okay,
Listen,
he's
I went
cooking.
to the
He's cooking.
fire in this city many times. Many times. I had CJ Lock pick up my house over a rage bait phone call. I've been through the fire, and I'm okay with that, by the way, because that's just the nature of the game. But I have been through the fire, and I feel like there's a lot of people in the city that do X, Y, and Z, and then just don't even want to suffer any of the consequences from it. And I can't stand that because I certainly go through I certainly take the consequences right to the chin, or whatever it may be. But you have a role play duty
Right to
to
the
do
chin.
something about it, even if you're going to lose. There's a lot of people here that got to understand, like, we're here to create content, we're here to have fun, and we're here to create role play. And you can't create role play if you're not reciprocating your RP duty. And I just wanted to say that, and I may be completely wrong, Ravage, but I just wanted to throw that out there. That was just my, I hope we understand what I'm saying.
No, I think it's fair. I think the server has evolved a lot to people just be fucking idiots, in terms of like reciprocation of roleplay, or just people just shutting down each other's roleplay. And I think it's been a real big issue on the server in general. So I think it's a valid point. Like it's just been something that, if
It
people don't
doesn't
have
have
the
to
room
be
to
like
breathe
this.
and roleplay and are just getting shit on.
No, he's spitting though.
constantly,
Realistically.
without having reciprocal roleplay back, I do think that's a big problem, and it's a big reason that we've had the lull we've had on Prodigy. It's a big part of it.
I agree.
So-
I agree.
Yeah. But yes, I do think there's one valid point though, is that saying let's just be friends after you fuck someone over 15 times
Okay.
probably also doesn't work.
Okay, well, listen, in all fairness, I'm going to say this out loud so we can all finally just put an end to this. I really, truly, here's the thing. And I'm not, listen, I'm a 34-year-old man, okay? I will respect somebody where they're respected. I just have a lot of respect for CG and K because they took me under their wing early on. And it was very hard for me to navigate that
Yeah. Glaze me.
It was very
Glaze
difficult
me.
for me. And that is just a flat out truth. It was just really hard. I just got a lot of respect for him. So for me to cross somebody in a video game, regardless, I know we're playing a video game, but for me to cross them,
Keep going.
and like do it all for the content and do it all for the role play, it was hard for me to like lock into an RP character and be like, fuck you, Mr. K, fuck you, Rami. Like, it was really hard for me to just say that to somebody. Like, I'm a grown man.
Listen,
you know?
Listen, Seth. I get you. I was only joking with you, but yeah.
Like, I would never walk up to Ravage and be like, fuck you, Ravage. You know, even though you're Tony Rico and you're all these other, like, it's hard for me to say that to you. Like, it's just hard. I know we have to role play. It's supposed to be a movie, but I can't.
Everyone's just going.
I think that's something that a lot of people deal with across the server. It's a part of an adjustment, I think, of role playing number one and then number two with all the content, viewers and stuff like that. It can be tough. So I get you.
I mean, Ravage, especially when you and I are golfing in Hawaii from the islands and we're coming out with updates, like, it's hard, you know?
Okay. We're gonna move.
I wasn't really listening. Yeah. Was he saying he wants to do like a handshake foundation wipe for Bang Bang?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
BVS.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that.
He's ready to get.
Yeah, we can.
Dude, I wish I had my Vinny pictures.
Easy. Yeah, take all my assets.
Yeah. Props to Ricky for taking the L for the server. Can't just be.
I'm gonna look and see if I can take one person up here, and then we're done, and we're starting the server. The traps can realistically only be taken by the bigger gangs. How can smaller gangs also get these things too? By being opportunistic, making alliances. My fire department role play. I'm not ready for that right now. I have too much other stuff for us to try to get off the ground. Am I getting raided on update day?
I mean, maybe could.
Yes, it happens.
Hey, yeah, I was just wondering if I was getting raided on update day.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we see if he metagames that. Or if he's getting raided at all. Maybe it was just a test. Anyway, I think that concludes. Farmers Market has, you can employ staff at a Farmers Market has moved into the city to be more close to everything else. I see the stuff about keys. No need to keep posting that. We have all of that. We have major crime counters. I'd bring that up in the feedback thread. Outside that, I'm going to end it there and get the server started so people can get on with their day. Goodbye, folks, and thank you so much. Hopefully it was good, and I hope you enjoyed the third grader PowerPoint. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Good message for everyone on the way out. I mean, it looks crazy. Okay, how the fuck do I get out of here? All right. Chat, are these new cars they're showing right now? I'm gonna be honest, all the new cars always kind of look the same to me. That one did look new though. Bank trucks, okay, hold on. Oh yeah, that actually looks new. Like all these other ones, I'm like, wait, that truck looks fire. Is that a new car? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this doesn't look new to me. These two do. Okay, we'll have to see. I need a nice 4-door is what I need. Is that two different type of truck robbers? What the fuck is that? Yeah, you saw what made me smile, chat? Oh. 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 Those are the new weapons? Pop fly? Oh, what in the fuck is that? Oh, this is a sick van. Transport van. Wow. Okay, this part I wanted to pause on. New bank. Damn. All right. Hey, we're gonna rob that bitch. Oh shit, it's already up. Let's go through the. We pretty much, this is all the shit we just fucking read about. ATM, the new ATM stuff, tows, hacks, explosion, 7 world events, interact with events and rewards, mysteries to be solved, new bank truck robberies, heist progression of 3 new heists will unlock as different thresholds are met across the server. That's what I want to do, the heist. Drug cornering, time drug runs. New guns, what we just saw, those look pretty fucking sick. New PD building, new Sandy buildings. Multiple new MLOs across the map. I wonder if some of the businesses that we had that got closed down have new, got redone. New houses, I want to get a new house. New car, I want to get a new car. I want to get that fucking kitted out gun that we saw, that pistol. And maybe that Vector or whatever. Actually, that might have been a cop one. New car, new house. Hit these motherfucking heists, baby. Oh, shit. And these are all just bounces and shit. XP boost and all that. Is it still starting up? Hey. Molotovs and more. Okay, here we go. Ooh, red dot, flashlight, silencer with a drum. What pistol is that? Who knows? I get multiple answers. I mean, chat, which one is it, man? No, I don't think this is a PD one. Glock? That's not an AP. A new Civ. What's this one? Definitely SMG. HK, that's what I was thinking at first, but I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Wait, are these 2 different guns? Are these 2 different guns? They are. What the fuck is this? So this one looks more like a rifle. Ooh, this might be the new Crim rifle. Oh, wait, no, that's the new Crim rifle. Those are 2 SMGs. This is, but that's an AK. Is that just new kit? Or is this a different version of the AK? That shit looks. And then they got a Vector, new pistol. What's their new rifle? I guess they're just keeping the carbines. Petty crimes. Fines increase probably means lower times, which is good, bro. Because every time you're getting arrested, like your day was over. Which hopefully people will stop being as sweaty too now, since, you know. Yeah, they didn't really show much of the heist shit, so we'll just have to see. 3 heists. I mean, obviously this is one. But if I was to hit a bank, where would I go after the bank? Or unless this is the end part. This could be the end point.